An actor. He's in a new movie called Lethal Weapon, and best of all, he's here with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I count 10 pictures that you would put on your resume that you have made, and this is the first time you are teamed with somebody else. You were with Danny Gibson. You're a couple of cops. You really click. The audience really gets a feeling that there's a camaraderie here and yet a kind of standoffness. Yeah. Why is that? How did that work?
Well, he's a damn good actor, and he's a nice guy. And I think that sort of thing comes across on the screen. I mean, you can tell when someone's a nice guy or not. But we had to live in each other's pockets for a couple of months before the filming and train together. You know, calisthenics, up, down, jumping jacks and things.
You're two cops. You're both Vietnam veterans. You're totally dissimilar. And you're out to solve a murder. And we're going to show a clip in which he, who is older and more sedate, where you are younger and wilder, where he gets to meet you for the first time. You're an eccentric undercover cop, as it were. And early in the movie, you are confronting the drug dealers who think they have just a ton of cocaine. A lot of characters in the movie think you're crazy in this movie. I mean, you are really, your eyes get a little weird. You have said in real life that I have been in danger of stepping off. And Richard Donner, your director, said his eyes are full of laughter, but there's a lot of anger and hostility underneath. He is a real tough SOB underneath.
Sob? Yes, I have.
Do you ever think you're a sob? Yeah, that's a car, I think.
I think so.
Do you ever feel in real life that you're walking on the edge?
No, it's, I mean, there are times, I mean, you don't have to murder someone to play a murderer. I hope I never have to get that involved in it.
Your eyes get wild. Can you just turn that on and off? Sometimes your eyes are laughing, and sometimes in this movie your eyes are just insane.
Well, he's a kind of he's a madman, in a way. I perceive him as imbalanced. The character doesn't know.
Whether or not?
Whether or not he's mad. I mean, he worries about it, I think. He knows he's got a problem. But he comes to grips with that, I think, by the end of the thing. He resolves it for himself.
He fears nobody in this movie.
Absolutely. Well, he doesn't care. I mean, he doesn't even care about...
Is that the secret to his character?
I think so.
He'll take any risk because he doesn't care what happens to himself?
He doesn't care if he dies. In fact, he even tries to engineer it himself from time to time.
Is there anybody in real life that Mel Gibson fears?
Oh, yeah.
Name three.
Well, I'd hate to run into all these stories about him when I was young, coming down chimneys, you know.
You and Glover make a wonderful team, and you're both good actors. What makes you a good actor? What attributes does a good actor have to have?
I think to enable you to practice what you've learned, I think you have to be able to relax. I think you have to learn relaxation. That's basically it. I think 99% of people really could, you know, do something. I mean, people are acting all the time in their everyday life. And the more relaxed they are when they do it, the more convincing they are.
When we have a talk here on television, is that a performance?
Well, half. I'm trying. You know, it's off the cuff, so it's I'm being more myself, so it's slightly less comfortable.
You're less comfortable being yourself?
I think so, you know, on live TV, you know.
Well, we promised the people are going to find out who the real Mel is, and we can't do it in 4 or 5 minutes, so you're going to be back tomorrow.
Okay.
And we'll talk some more, and we will dig deep into the psyche of Mel Gibson.
Okay, get it all out there on display.
You betcha.
Right.
But right now, we'll go to a man. No. There's not much I have to say except 2 words. Mel Gibson. And he's here again this morning, and I'm very happy to see you again.
Good morning again.
Good morning again.
It's becoming a habit.
Lethal Weapon is your new movie. You're sort of a loose cannon in that movie. You're a cop.
A loose cannon?
Yeah. Isn't that what you are?
I suppose I like a spring.
Yeah. Nobody knows what you're going to do next. And you're teamed up with Danny Glover, who is another cop, and you're on a murder investigation. And that is what Lethal Weapon is about.
Yeah.
It is also about a terrific villain, Gary Busey.
Gary Busey.
Who catches you very early in the movie. You're a very tough character, and you got to be tough to survive the electric shock torture that Gary Busey orders his henchmen to bolt through you. And here you are, on screen, being tortured by Gary Busey.
I've told you everything I know.
Well, immediately after that, it gets very shocking.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, put your hair on it.
You had to be in terrific physical shape to do this movie, it seems. There's a lot of action. You're flying through plate glass windows. I think half the stuntmen in Hollywood and New Zealand must have been in on this movie.
Yeah, there's a big team of guys.
But also in this movie, you have some very tender scenes, one particularly where you are lamenting the death of your wife. And you're all alone in that scene. You have nobody to play against. And I'm wondering, Mel Gibson, after you've been in all these Mad Max movies and this kind of a movie with a lot of action, whether it is not more difficult for you to play the tender and tormenting scene than it is to jump all over the place and jump through windows.
Well, the physicality, I suppose, helps to get something going inside of you. I mean, that's always an aid, you know, for the insides, becoming physical. But those kind of scenes, I think, where something pretty heavy and truthful is required, I really can't get to those unless I'm quite relaxed and happy. I mean, I don't work myself up into a sort of, I don't hurt myself and try and get into the whatever. I mean, you must think about it, yes, but relaxation and being perfectly happy is...
Is that a strength of being an actor?
A strength of being an actor? Well, that's the way I do it. I'm sure other people have all different ways of getting to something, you know.
Next symbol, image. When you look at another woman, what do you look for in a woman? If you were at a party and a woman came into the room, what was the first thing you'd notice about her?
Probably whether she was smiling or not.
Her face.
Yeah.
And what do you look for in a woman? What does Robin have, your wife, that makes you such a good family man and has kept your marriage together so long?
A gun. Oh, she's just, she's a good friend, you know.
Is she a strong woman?
Oh, yeah, I think so, yeah. She's got strengths where I haven't.
You once said that your mother gave you the clue for a happy marriage.
Yeah.
What was it?
Oh, just be nice.
Kindness, huh?
Yeah, just be nice to one another.
Are you kind at home?
Oh, sometimes.
Are you good to your kids?
Well, you know, I think I'm a hitting father, you know. I think
You're not a hitting father.
Well, I am. I think
Oh, you are a hitting father.
I am. Oh, yeah.
Oh, tell me about that.
Well, I think you have to do that. They like me. I mean, I don't go around bruising them or anything. I try not to hurt them, just to deter them, I suppose.
If they do something naughty.
Yeah, you know, break their will but not their spirit. You know, I think it's important that they must realize that they can't have everything that they want, and it won't always go their way. They've got to get that from the beginning. I mean, I don't usually ever paddle their little bottoms until they're over 2 years of age, you know, when they sort of start to get an inkling that there's some sort of reason creeping in.
You were one of 11 children. Are you done?
Am I done? Am I done having children? There's another one on the way.
Oh, that's great. You have had a kind of nomadic career. You've shot movies all over the world, and you've been a very good family man, I understand, and you always take your wife and your children with you on location.
Sure.
What happens when they get a little older now and they have to go to school? Is that going to stop your wandering?
That becomes a problem. Yeah, I'll have to figure that one out next.
Well, it's close, right?
Yeah.
You have not done a comedy. Would you ever like to do a comedy? I have a fantasy in my mind of you and Jessica Lange doing a comedy.
That sounds like a good idea.
That would be a good team-up.
What sort of money are we talking about?
You know what you want to do next?
No. I've got a production company.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have this compulsion to sort of smoke big cigars and wear loud jackets, but I'm becoming a producer. Well, I'm trying. I'm working with a woman who's a veteran producer, and she's showing me the ropes.
So you would have to juggle a number of careers as a producer, as a packager, as an actor, as a family man, and as a husband. So if you're such a good juggler, I always carry apples with me. Come here.
You got apples in your pocket?
Here's an apple.
And here's
an apple. Here is an apple.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Here we go with Mel Gibson.
You going to say goodbye?
I'm going to say goodbye.
How long can I
The
keep
man
this
who's
up?
crazy in Lethal Weapons, apple of the women's eyes.
Oh, my God.
Thank you, Mel
Bye.
Gibson. And good luck with Lethal Weapon. It's a very, very good action picture.
Thank you.
You and Danny Glover are first rate.
Huh.
Look at that apple.
Yes, it's plastic. See?